One of the things that I always thought about when I was writing the series is, where did these girls meet? How did they meet? And it's fun to see who they were, because just as the series evolved from a TV series into a movie and now into a sequel, these girls evolved. They weren't always Cosmo-sipping, Manolo-wearing stylists, and so it's fun to see where everybody starts. And so we went a little bit back in the past to see how these girls evolved to who they are now.
The movie starts with Carrie dressed, you know, in a Flashdance outfit like we all were victims of wearing at one point or another. It's a great way of us illustrating the introduction of the characters to one another in the 80s.
For me, it was super easy, because Charlotte was a preppy, not that far away from Charlotte now. So I was a little relieved I didn't have to wear some scary 80s hair wig thing.
It was very funny with Miranda specifically, with her whole look and particularly her hair. So it was fun.
Well, the flashbacks are always fun to do. For me to go back into the 80s, which was a good time. And I felt on every level the look was outrageous and fun.
Really what it is in many ways is just an opportunity to see these characters in clothing from previous decades. And, you know, disastrous choices. So we want it to be a hoot.
Heightened? Yes, why not? That's what this show is about. It's about enjoying those guilty pleasures.
I was laughing so hard, though, at the girls. Oh, my goodness. Cynthia had a wig on. I have a picture when they first put it on her head. Oh, I couldn't stop laughing.
It's got to be a sight gag. It's got to be funny right away. But we didn't want it to look like a wig, and we want it to be believable. And I think with a lot of working and fixing and pruning, I think we achieved it.
When we were shooting the scene of my flashback, I had the outfit all, and the hair and the makeup was fabulous. And then I said to the prop gal, "Do you have a Walkman?" She dug out this Walkman, which I attached to my belt. Whenever I looked down at it, I had all these flashbacks of going, you know, back and forth to the set on Mannequin and Porky's, and that was the original iPod. So it's, you know, it was really fun to put all of that together and remember very specific times where that was part of my kit, you know.
There were a lot of different looks that kept popping from the 80s. The 80s started out as kind of a retro of the 60s with the new wave, and then started exploding into all these directions. You know, it was living. It wasn't conservative the way it is now. The club life was big, but it wasn't the clubs of today where it's, you know, go buy a bottle of champagne and sit there. There were small clubs, independent clubs, big clubs, all kinds of clubs. So that was part of the 80s life. Hair color, wigs. It was kind of dress up and party.
I mean, the fact of the matter is the 80s was a great time because it was a little bit of an outrageousness. So for me to see, you know, the stylish Carrie Bradshaw in a Flashdance or a Madonna outfit is just like a wink to the fact that we all have a past. And look, remember when you had that bad haircut, all you Mirandas out there, and Samantha with this sort of white snake, heavy metal look. Then you have sweet Charlotte Preppy. She changed the least. And then Carrie, who's just grabbing any big moment or trend that she can before she eventually found her own style.